They've orchestrated some of the most famous films in cinema and flown the flag for British filmmaking in the process. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 British directors. Before we begin, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be focusing on the most influential directors from cinema that hail from the British Isles.
Oxygen level critical.
Number 10, Steve McQueen.
Hey, look, touch them.
Your head?
Although he's still a fairly new name to many, McQueen has been on the peripherals of the industry for quite a while, making short films as far back as 1993. And although he only has a few big titles under his belt, they've been some doozies and have all garnered a lot of attention and featured Michael Fassbender.
So, what did you call me here for?
There was Hunger in 2008, Shame in 2011, and of course his most famous title, 12 Years a Slave, in 2013, a film which claimed the Academy Award for Best Picture.
My regrets for the intrusion, sir.
No intrusion.
Number 9, Nicolas Roeg.
Why'd you come here?
Where I come from, there's a terrible drought. We saw pictures of your planet on television.
To say Roeg has been around the block is an understatement. Earning early credits as a cinematographer on the likes of Lawrence of Arabia and The Mask of the Red Death, Roeg went on to direct The Man Who Fell to Earth, Performance, and the masterpiece Don't Look Now. He refined his art through the years and fashioned a unique, psychologically challenging style, which has made his films some of the most memorable in cinema history. Number 8, Guy Ritchie.
I want to look f***ing mean. Of course you'll look mean. You'll look really scary.
Breaking into the film industry with his 1998 gangster classic, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Guy Ritchie has since become synonymous with tongue-in-cheek crime epics. His unique style of violence and humour, as well as his ability to mix in pop culture references and killer soundtracks, has given him a distinct footprint on the silver screen. His smash-and-grab London gangster films soon led him to direct hits like Sherlock Holmes starring Robert Downey Jr. and 2017's King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. Number 7, Michael Powell. There's an exclusive few responsible for building the foundations of psychological thrillers, one of which is Michael Powell.
I only knew about it because I'd bought it by then. I mean, I was dead.
Known for his frequent collaborations with writer and director Emmerich Pressburger, the Dream Team created some of cinema's greatest, most revered and most studied films, including The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp and A Matter of Life and Death, and of course the highly controversial and groundbreaking Peeping Tom.
Take it away. Take it away.
Cited as inspiration for many other big-time directors, including Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola, his techniques are littered throughout many modern films. Number 6, Danny Boyle. Trying his hand at many different genres, Boyle immortalised himself in the world of cinema back in 1996 with his second feature film, Trainspotting.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose a family.
After directing other gritty entries like zombie flick 28 Days Later, Boyle went on to head up the highly successful Slumdog Millionaire, which won 8 Academy Awards, and other films like 127 Hours and a Steve Jobs biopic.
As a matter of fact, I was destroyed by the Apple II and its open system so that hackers and hobbyists could build ham radios.
Boyle was even asked to be the artistic director for the 2012 Summer Olympics opening ceremony in London, a true honour for any Brit. Number 5, Charlie Chaplin. Chaplin is a true example of a rags to riches story, and a multifaceted filmmaker. From the drudge of workhouses as a child, his early career consisted of stage acting, which eventually evolved to feature films with his iconic persona, the Tramp.
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you enslave you.
But Chaplin was more than just a slapstick comic character. Outside of starring, Chaplin directed and wrote most of his own films, as well as composed music for them. Mostly stepping in front of camera with nothing but a brief idea, his improvisational techniques have gone on to inspire numerous filmmakers. Number 4, Christopher Nolan. This guy doesn't do things by halves. Known just as much for his writing as he is his directing, he puts himself on the map in the year 2000 with his chronologically shuffled Memento. Nolan then went on to take the reins of the Batman franchise in 2005, spawning a highly successful trilogy, and he is also responsible for a series of intricate, psychologically charged sci-fi hits like Inception and Interstellar. When it comes to achieving awe-inspiring cinematic visuals, Nolan is one of the guys you call.
Doyle, back to the Ranger now.
Number 3, David Lean.
Out!
We're here, sir.
Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago, The Bridge on the River Kwai, take your pick with this guy's classics. Winning Best Director Oscars for 2 of those films, David Lean is one of the pioneers of big screen epics, and his films have served as inspiration for countless masterpieces from filmmakers like Steven Spielberg and Stanley Kubrick.
Comrade Doctor, I need a medical officer.
Sorry, I have a wife and child in Varikino.
Delivering stunning visuals and dynamic performances from actors like Peter O'Toole and Omar Sharif, Lean was instrumental in bringing British cinema to the rest of the world. Number 2, Ridley Scott.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
From tension-inducing glances and sound effects to atmospheric lighting and intricately detailed sets, Ridley Scott's films go the whole 9 yards and then some.
Where do you want to do this? I'm making a incision just below the knuckle there.
Becoming the talk of sci-fi fanboys everywhere in the late 70s with Alien, Scott's attention to detail and storytelling are legendary.
Where's my money?
From other sci-fi classics like Blade Runner to battle scene-heavy Gladiator and the crime-riddled American Gangster, Scott has dabbled in many different genres.
The general who became a slave. The slave who became a gladiator.
Regardless of the genre, his films always boast flair. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions.
Because I still have to use this to you boys every day.
Number 1, Alfred Hitchcock. Ah yes, the master of suspense. If you want genuine hair-raising, goosebump and sweat-inducing thrills, then just watch one of Hitchcock's many blockbuster hits. Psycho, The Birds, Rear Window, all examples of pioneering Hitchcockian techniques at work, from unnerving camera angles to first-person shots. Each of his films brews with a sense that anything could happen at any moment, creating his trademark thriller edginess. And who can forget his killer cameos?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.